Okay, guys, we are on part 3 of chapter 3, and this video should conclude our work to complete chapter 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to animate this car a little bit. But before we do, I want to show you we dragged out left car. Let me show you one that's already been done. Let's go on to right car. I'm in the library, and I'm going to double click this little movie clip because I want to show you something. Now, inside that car is a small little animation that is simply moving the car up and down just a hair. And what this little movie clip is going to do, it's going to keep rotating, thus giving us the rumbling effect of that car when it plays the movie. So these two cars over here, if we play the alpha rate, I'm sorry, you can't see them because the alpha set 0, but if we scrub the playhead like this, you'll see the cars, but when we play the movie, they're rumbling. Let me just hit play so I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, our car here on the left is still, and then these cars that come into the movie are rumbling up and down a little bit. See that? That's because inside this movie clip, they're animated. So basically, we have a little movie inside a movie. And that's what we're going to do to this car. We're going to add a little movie inside this car. So how do we do that? We're going to come over here to the left car in the library. We're going to double click it, and that puts us in editing mode. And all we see here are the lights. Let me change the size down to 50% so we can see it on the screen. I'm going to come over here I'm going to make this a real simple animation. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to hold my shift key down to add a keyframe into the next frame, add keyframe. Now, ignore that little colorful circle. I'm going to talk about that in a second. So just look at the car and the car lights, and you'll see that the lights in the car are selected. I'm simply going to click my arrow on my keyboard down or up. Just slightly. I'm going to slightly move it. That's it. I'm going to come over here to this top left arrow key. I'm going to get out of editing mode. We essentially just put a small little rumble on this car. Let's test it out real quick. Oh, look at that rumble. If you really want to have fun with it, you can really kind of make that rumble really big by expanding the movement of the arrow key on the keyboard. Okay, we're happy with that. Now the last thing we need to do to wrap up chapter 3 is to add a title. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock this layer. We're done with this. I'm going to close up these folders. Make sure you close, and then I'm going to add a layer called title, but I want it at the very top foremost. Title. Now the title has already been made for us. It's called movie title in the library, but per the author's request, we're going to put this at frame 120. So I want you to come over here to frame 120. I want you to go insert, timeline, keyframe, and then drag out this title onto the screen just like that. Now we're going to use a 3D effect, and that 3D icon is in my timeline, but if it's not in your timeline, which is highly likely because I just added mine a few minutes ago, come over here to the little editing toolbar, double click it, click it once, and these are some additional tools. Now my 3D tool was in here and I dragged it onto my timeline. That's what I want you to do. So after you drag it onto your timeline, you're going to click it. Let me close this out. Okay, you're going to click it, and then when you click it, you're going to see this colorful circle and the green line here. We're going to animate this a little bit, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So first of all, let's put an animation onto this layer. I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose create motion tween. Conversely, you can simply go insert, create motion tween. There's usually 2 different ways to do the same thing. I'm going to come over here to frame 140, and I'm going to hit insert a keyframe. And so here what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this mouse, I'm going to grab the left side of the green line, and I'm going to just move it. I'm going to let go. Now look, you're gonna move it, but it's not gonna stay until you actually play it. So watch this. Here comes the title. And now see, it really didn't cooperate with us. So now I'm going to show you the manual way to do it. So let's simply do this. Go to frame 120 where we originally put it in there. And what we're going to do here is we're going to go to Window and we're going to go into Transform. Click Transform and you're going to see a panel pop up. Here's our panel right here at the top here. You're going to see the X and Y position at 0 of the rotation aspect of it. Now we're going to come over here to frame 140 and let's put this Y at roughly, let's see, 50. We'll put it at 50. And then I'm going to come over here to frame 60. I'm going to add a timeline keyframe on frame 160. I'm going to put that back to 0. Now, right here on frame 140 is where we're basically tweaking things with this rotation. You can move this as you see fit. And I'm going to finish up the video now. And again, you can move this a little bit more if you want. So let's save it. Let's hit the play. There's our rumbling animated car we made just a few minutes ago. The blur of the ladies getting ready to focus in. Here comes the title. Good, we moved it, and now we moved it back. Now she's focused. We're done. Yay, we're done with chapter 3. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to grading your chapter 3 work.